Let us introduce you to a fantastic alternative in home construction. It's the fastest growing concept in the building industry. It's rustic charm you can afford. It's nature's best offering. It's more than just a home, it's a lifestyle. It's a pre-cut cedar log home by Colonial Structures. Colonial's homes are a far cry from the humble, rustic little cottages of the early pioneers. Modern construction techniques are used without losing the charm, warmth, and appeal of the good old days. The logs are still provided by nature. Our northern white cedar comes from Michigan, Maine, and Canada. Western red cedar, a little darker in color, comes from the West Coast. However, modern manufacturing facilities with sophisticated machinery made the crosscut saw and steam-driven mills only a memory. When it comes to simplicity of construction, Colonial Structures invites comparison. Blueprints, detail sheets, and our building procedure manual are all easy to read and follow. Our logs are air-dried. Well-seasoned material minimizes the chance of warping, twisting, and shrinking. The logs are shaped for tongue and groove construction and pre-cut at our mill in compliance with the blueprints. Foundations are constructed the same as a conventional home. Our homes are suited for basements, crawl spaces, wood foundations, and concrete slabs. If a concrete slab is used, anchor bolts must secure the first log. Anchor bolts must not be located at any of the door openings or uprights. The band or rim joist should be covered with stone, brick, or stucco. The floor deck must be flush and level with the outside of the foundation. The drip cap of the log should extend over the foundation. Log kits are delivered to the job site. The logs are banded so they can be unloaded with a forklift. 4 men are needed if the logs must be unloaded by hand. Mark the locations of log sections, A, B, C, etc., on the floor deck with a crayon. Stack the separated logs near their respective sections. Keep the logs back from the edge of the foundation at least 10 feet. This area is needed to lay out the walls. Place only lettered logs, uprights, corners, and headers on the floor deck. Stack all rafters, ceiling joists, trim caps, and shiplap siding in separate stacks off of the floor deck. Use 2x4s to keep them off the ground. Keep all material as clean as possible. The letters on the floor plan determine the location of each section. Only A logs will fit in section A, and only B logs will fit in section B. Temporarily lay out the walls. If one end extends over the foundation more than the other end, shift the walls so that both ends are equal. For instance, if one end extends 3 inches and one end extends only 1 inch, then shift the walls so that each end extends 2 inches over the foundation. Next, nail the window headers and door headers together with 5-inch spikes. Extend the tongue of the log header above the upright so that it can receive the top plate. Determine the exact location of walls and snap a chalk line from one end to the other to keep the walls straight. Secure one of the corner posts first. Mark the location with a pencil. Caulk under the corner post and secure it to the floor system with 5-inch spiral nails. Plumb the corner post and brace it with 2x4s. Use a spacer block on the band to keep the braces out from the walls so they won't interfere with the logs as they are installed later. Caulk around the bottom edge of the corner post, up the vertical groove provided, and under the first log. This prevents leaks and air infiltration. Use only the caulking recommended by Colonial Structures. Use 2 layers of insulation tape in the groove of the first log. This is furnished in the log kit. Toenail the first log into the corner post with 2 5-inch spiral nails. Be sure the log is on the chalk line. Nail the other end of the log with an 8-penny nail to hold it in place while installing the upright. Nail the uprights into the floor system with 2 5-inch spiral nails. Then toenail the other end of the first log into the upright. Plumb the uprights and brace them with 2x4s. Secure the logs to the floor system with 8-inch spiral nails staggered on each side of the tongue, spaced every 16 inches. Install only 2 courses of logs all around the perimeter of the house. Don't forget to caulk the ends of the logs and place the insulation tape on the tongue. Before installing the third log, drill a 3/4 inch hole for electrical outlets. Cut the box into the third log and keep all wires inside the walls. Complete the log walls and keep the logs straight, level, and even with the uprights. Be sure the top log is even with the top of the upright. Plane the top log so that only the tongue is above the upright. This will receive the top log plate. Colonial uses two top plates, a 6x6 log plate installed first and a 3x6 cap plate. The cap plate does not have a tongue. Rafters and ceiling joists are secured to the cap plate. Miter the two top plates over the front and rear corner posts and extend the 4x8 blocking the length of the overhang, usually 18 inches to 24 inches. They provide support for the trim rafters. The walls must be straight, plumbed, and well braced before setting interior partitions, rafters, or ceiling joists. Stretch a string from one end to the other. Check the blueprints for locations of supporting interior partitions. These partitions support the 4x8 ceiling joists. These exposed beams are placed 2 feet on center. If a ceiling fan or a light will hang from the 4x8 beams, cut a small V-groove in the top of the beam and drill a hole for the electrical wire before installing the deck of the second floor. Do not nail into the wire when installing the second floor deck. Use solid blocking between the ceiling joists on exterior walls. Next, frame the second floor. Set the gable ends and dormer walls. Use conventional framing, either 2x4s or, for additional insulation, 2x6s on exterior walls. Gable and framing provide support for the crown pole. Extend the crown pole through the gable ends the length of the overhang to support the trim rafter. Crown poles are spliced only at supporting walls or vertical struts. Rafters are 4x6s cut on the job site. They're installed 2 feet on center. Use 5-inch spiral nails to secure the rafters to the exterior wall and crown pole. Check the blueprints for the correct pitch of the rafters. Rafters are supported with purlins. They're used in cathedral ceilings. Purlins are supported by knee braces. Purlins are spliced only at supporting walls and the knee braces. Knee braces are supported by the tie pole. The tie pole is secured to the exterior wall and prevents lateral shift. The vertical strut supports the crown pole and completes the solid beam truss. Our thermal roof system provides the most energy-efficient home in existence, utilizing the same principles of the thermos bottle. 4x6 rafters are covered with 1x6 tongue and groove spruce or knotty pine with the good side down. Place 2x8s or 2x10s, depending on the R factor desired, directly over the 4x6s. Lay batt insulation, either 6 inches or 9 inches, depending on the desired R factor. Leave a 2-inch airspace above the insulation. Next, install 1/2-inch CDX plywood, felt, and shingles. Use a continuous ridge vent from one end of the house to the other, and vent the fascia or soffit. This allows the air to flow through the 2-inch airspace and escape through the ridge vent. Colonial Structures homes qualify for the power company's residential conservation rate. They're warm in the winter and cool in the summer. And they're strikingly unique. Gables, dormers, cathedral ceilings, exposed beams, and homeowners' personal appointments make Colonial Structures homes comfortable and beautiful. The simplicity of construction, the beauty of natural wood, and a full range of architectural designs makes them the most desirable homes on the market today. If you can dream it, we can build it. Colonial Structures, truly America's most livable home.